Hi, my name's E4, and you might know me by a couple of names. I might also be known as E4, E4 estrogen, Sol, or Quartz, but all are acceptable. Now, uh, today I wanted to make a video, but that required me to talk to my webcam. Now, the issue is my webcam cannot be mounted on my computer. It's set slightly below it. And this is the best setup I could do. So when I look here, I'm looking at my webcam down, but when I look up here, I'm looking at my monitor right above it. So there's not much better I could do for this video, so I apologize for that for now. Well, I apologize for that in general. Let me say that. But I will try my best to not look at the notes I wrote and look directly. And I will also try not to do weird eye contact, but I don't know how to do that through video. We're going to try our best. So, we're going to do this right. I didn't want to make this video, but my friend, no, my ex-friend, my xxxLove at Twitch.tv friend, decided to make a stream where the whole segment was to rate hot anime boys on a tier list. And I want to say today, there are some characters that didn't get a good placement, and I am here to call out that bullshittery. Now, all of this is within fun. There is no hate between us. This is me just making a rebuttal video that I promised to her. That I promised to her. But before I start, I like to take the moment to say, I look good, and you should know that. I'm feel good too. Either way, I submitted a couple of boys because the list was only boys to her stream. In said stream, there was a 18 plus requirement, which makes sense for the nature of this list, and anime characters tend to make teenagers look like adults, so we're going to skip past most of them, because god dang, let me start that over. For example, I wanted to submit Shinra from Fire Force. I did not know until I looked at the wiki he is only supposed to be 17. I thought he was supposed to be my age, like in their early 20s. I was wrong. So instead I will be doing other characters that I submitted, all the ones that did meet the 18 plus requirement. Now, I would like to start off with a fair rating. One of the characters I submitted was Genos from the anime One Punch Man. Now, he is a very generic character, but he does have a nice look. He is a robot cyborg human who looks like he belongs in a boy band. He also has jet propulsion and this want to just be able to be a hero and save people, but he also just looks kind of like a robot fuckboy. Love and her partner, I assume. I'm gonna feel real bad if it's not her partner and I wrongly assumed. Um, Rated Genos in the A tier. I find that rather fair. I think out of all the ranks that they could have put him in, I feel like that is it's a good fit for him. I might have put him in B myself, honestly, just for my preference, but I think A is fine. I think A is a good fit for Genos. The next character I like to address was of Mifune from the anime Soul Eater. Now many people not many people know Soul Eater, so I'll go back and I'll just explain some brief in details of characters. Now I should mention, from here on out, major spoilers. Like, major spoilers for these animes. These. So if you haven't seen these animes and you don't want to see the rest of this rebuttal, I will have it timestamped in the bottom of the description, or maybe in the top of the description. Somewhere in the description, I will have these sections timestamped. So if you've seen some of these animes, but not all of them. So because of this, I will not be going back and referencing previous rankings I've given, purely for the sake of not accidentally giving spoilers. So I hope you can understand that. I don't know why I'm praying, but praise be anime boys. They give us life. So Mifune from Soul Eater is, well, let's go back a bit. Because Soul Eater is about a world of the students from this academy called DWMA, which is run by the incarnate of the Grim Reaper himself. The goal of this school is to teach people who have specific powers to resonate their souls with other individuals, to kill souls who have gone off the path and have gone and killed innocent lives. So it is a group of skilled killers that are all in like their teenager age. It's a group of skilled teenagers that are meant to kill people who have gone off the path of a normal soul, as in started killing innocent people. Now, among this anime, we find a character named Mifune, who seems to be protecting a witch. In this anime, there is also the subcategory species of witch, which you are born into it. And while witches are usually considered to be using evil magic, and are usually against the other people, kind of like a racism freaking symbolism. But I'm not going to get too into that because I'm white. I feel like that's not my place to talk. But we find this old samurai looking motherfucker. I'll probably put a picture here. I'm just doing like poses because I don't know where I'm going to put them. I'm going to Kamehame. Ha. Ha. And ha. So, Mifune is a old mysterious samurai. Nobody really knows much about him, but he is said to be worth a person worth of 99 souls. So what that means is, for the student who has managed to kill this individual, it is and the witch that he is harboring is immediate freaking death scythe status, which is the biggest goal you can achieve in this world and this school. It is like one that only like 10 people have this ranking, like less than 10 actually. So we meet this character and he's harboring a witch, and we find out he is protecting this witch who is actually only a little girl. She seems to be younger than 10, older than 5. Maybe actually I say older than 3 actually. I don't know how old she's supposed to be, but her name is Angela. And Mifune has taken it upon himself to stop being this vigilante that he has become to be, and drop it and actually protect this person because he feels that he is tired of killing and that he doesn't want harm to come to her. He feels he is too innocent to have to deal with the world like it is. That's some hot boy shit. Like, come on, he's the protective kind. He's a samurai dilf. Like, god damn, he's hot. Like, if you have a thing for swordsmen, like, or samurais in general, he's like, oh, okay, he can use a sword. Okay, that's cool. And then you might compare it to something like, I think his name is Zoro from One Piece. He's like, oh, he's got 3 sword style. Fuckers like, you want a sword? Infinite swords. You want freaking magic powers? I don't need them. I got too many swords. Freaking, I just get excited with how many swords he has. There's so many. Just tosses them out and is like, time to fight. Got this sword, there's a sword over here, swords everywhere. And he is happy to use them, and I am really ecstatic about him. I love swordsmen. But I get off topic. They decided to rate him in the B tier. Now I understand he does have a bit of a older vibe, and he does kind of dress kind of plainly, but it is supposed to be like a samurai who has gone off the path or like of his original teachings. So I think his outfit and his aesthetic, I think fits the vibe he gives off. But I also understand that people have their own opinions. They like certain aesthetics, and they didn't know that much about the anime themselves because they've only seen the anime, and the anime and the manga end differently. And I feel like the manga depicts Soul Eater as a piece of media way better because it follows the original writer's storyline. Because the anime falls into the falls into the plot. Sorry, the anime falls into the issue that it got ahead and wanted to produce more episodes when the manga wasn't fully done. Same thing happened with Full Metal Alchemist. The original Full Metal Alchemist got ahead of the manga and ended up having to make its own story, whereas the manga was following the original story, and that's what the real Full Metal Alchemist is, and then later got remade into Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Soul Eater didn't get Brotherhood. We got Soul Eater Not. But we're not going to talk about that because Soul Eater Not is bleh. Like, do you see this shit? Like, what the fuck? So, I understand the rating system. I understand. I've seen the list they've done. They gave Mifune B tier. Now, I feel that's a bit unfair. I would say A tier, but personally, he kind of fits like this nice aesthetic for me that's S tier. But I understand difference in opinion, and I feel like we should meet halfway, A tier. So, uh, A tier. So, that is my opinion on the rating of Mifune from Soul Eater. Now, there's three more I want to cover. The same writer as Soul Eater was Fire Force. It's a newer recent anime. There's 2 seasons in, each season being about 24 episodes, so it's new. Season 2 is finished. Season 3, I believe, hasn't been announced yet. I'm not sure of that one, so forgive me for that. Now, I want to cover Joker, because that was the character I submitted. There are hotter characters in this anime, and I will attest to that. I think I should have, if I wanted a higher rating, would have submitted Benimaru Shinmon, which, again, picture somewhere. You'll see it. I would have, if I thought of him first, I definitely would have recommended him, but I just thought of Joker first. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Now, Joker fills this evil-looking vibe very early on. He's seems to be this villain, but as we get further and further to the anime, it doesn't seem like he's a villain, but it also doesn't seem like he's a hero either. He fills this nice in-between category, which I think he does rather well. He is mysterious. He smokes. He's got the eye patch. He's got a hat on at all times. Nobody knows what he's about, who he is. He only goes by the term Joker. But then we start to get his backstory and things get interesting. Now, in the story, again, massive spoilers. I'm sorry for smacking my mic. Massive spoilers. Joker is found to have been born into a cult which prioritizes fighting as a group and being the best you can be. You cannot have too much individualism. Uh, he was abused physically, mentally, and many other things were hinted at. I will not get into, nor confirm, nor deny. Um, but he is able to eventually escape this. He meets this nice family who takes him in as one of their own. He starts to adjust to living with them. It becomes his nice new little family. And then the cult that he was a part of hunts them down, trying to kill him and his new family. Ends up killing the whole family while he's out just getting groceries for them. Comes back to see his family dead, and then has to go back into hiding. He's got some trauma, man. Give him a break. Like, he doesn't have daddy issues, he has life issues. And he still manages to be hot. Like, not even pun intended, considering his fire force, where everyone has fire powers. He's just hot. Like, god damn. He's like what we wanted Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter to be. Like, Hisoka went from being this nice villain that is his own gain, and then we just start to realize, oh shit, he's just a pedophile. Like, shouldn't somebody stop him? No? Okay. So, I am I'm really happy with how Joker is being portrayed. I have only read the first chapter of the manga, so if he does end up changing in the new seasons, I'm going to look really bad. But goddamn, top tier. Now, they rated him C tier. I hope this isn't mirrored. You get what I mean. They rated him C tier. Now, I admit for this one he follows more of a niche vibe. He definitely has an aesthetic that is liked by some, disliked by some. So he's a very hit or miss character. Now, so I understand where they're coming from. So I won't dispute this tier. That's fine. I just wanted to get my opinion out of why he's a cool character. Now, here's the one I wanted to talk about the most. My man from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Colonel Mustang. Whew boy, I had to sit up for this one. Okay, now I'm questioning what was his rank. Because I know what he becomes in the end, but I'm trying to remember what does he start as. I can't remember if he starts as a commander or a lieutenant. Because I know he has Maze Hughes as his partner when working. He is that. I believe he is commander because I believe he is a higher rank. Because Hughes was colonel, not Colonel Sanders. Like actual the colonel, the ranking, the one that nobody knows how to spell. Yeah, that colonel. Now, quick off comment before I get into the rating. Can we take a moment to admire why the fuck does May Hughes? Why does he look like the animated Markiplier? Like, what the fuck? They did my man dirty. I mean, he looks like that in the manga, but still. He looks like he's just a character I'm about to have voice to me and say, hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and today we're going to be overthrowing the government. You know, nothing out of the ordinary. I hope that comes out better than I thought it did. If not, it's just going to be me doing a weird voice, and I hope that's right. Now, I got off track, but there's two main points I really wanted to cover about Mustang. Now, they gave him B tier. They gave my man Mustang B tier. Come on. You gave Genos A tier, and you put Mustang in B? You're doing him dirty. Like, yeah, I get it. All cops are bastards. He looks like he's part of the military. He is. But hear me out. If you have a militaristic world that is in civil war after civil war, and you have man who's trying to change it and become Führer himself too. Well, not actually Führer. That's just the title they use for the land as the ruler, but it does have really bad vibes when I think about it. That's awkward. So he wants to change things because he feels the government isn't doing right. Major spoilers. That's because like the main incarnate of evil in this world that put it into a civil war is like, I'm Führer now. And everybody just went with it. So literally the person who is in the Führer position is doing a civil war to try and get everybody killed. Like, that is his purpose in the anime. He's trying to make what is referred to as a philosopher's stone, which is made up of human souls. So he wants this war to continue. And Mustang's like, stop. I know you have more power than me, but I'm going to figure out what the fuck's going on here. And he keeps referring to things as he puts. Let me choose my words here more carefully. He just embodies an energy of what I want in a political figure. I feel like he's like the equivalent of what if we had freaking, I don't know, Bernie Sanders, but instead he was in his late 20s and had fire powers. Because why not? Now, also another thing I want to cover. In a world of equivalent exchange where alchemy is a power that some can control, where you use different types of materials, usually metals, rocks, just any type of like iron, anything like that, stone, and recompass it into something of your own creation. Some have been able to use this power to go even farther. We even see some characters in the anime who have able to use that to different ways. We see one character very early on in Brotherhood. I made a video where I discussed partially of this. Um, there's a character that we see in Brotherhood that is not in the original anime or the manga, and that is the character in the very first episode of Brotherhood where we see Alphonse and Edward chasing down an alchemist who has gone rogue and is in the hopes of making a philosopher's stone. This man was, I believe, referred to as the Ice Alchemist. If I'm wrong, I'll have a correction on the screen. And then we get revealed this guy can use his own blood. That's kind of badass. And then we have Mustang over here is like, oh, so you make rock and stone, you make ice, fire. I could have an effect here, so fire, fire sounds, fire all over the screen. PNG, PNG, JPEG. You'll never know. So, first off, Firecaster. There's a hot joke there somewhere. I'm not going to make it, but goddamn, that's cool. Like, how can you not like fire powers? It's like, and you control stone? Fucking fire! God, the arsonist in me is showing. But that's besides the point. Another thing I just want to cover. Oh, wait. I should also mention the fire he spawns. He does by snapping a white glove. Like, come on, that's kind of badass. You spawn fire by snapping? Could you imagine that guy at a poetry slam? That place be lit! Okay, that was a bad joke. I'd like to apologize for that. So, bad joke aside, continue. Now, there's one specific fight that I really want to cover, and that is the fight between Mustang and Lust. Now, there are some characters in this anime that are named after sins, not to be confused with Seven Deadly Sins. That's a different anime. Now, this scene, I would just like to cover so much of it, but I'm going to show a snippet of it if I can. We'll figure out how to do it. But the main points I want to cover in this fight are the line where he says something like,
You told me I couldn't kill you, but I'd like to try and prove you wrong! So let's see, how many times is it gonna take?
God damn, Mustang. And then you watch this whole fight that's like been built up to for so long, and after he was assumed dead, and he's just like, nah, fam, round two, bitch. And you're like, oh god, damn. And then I found out something about the anime. In the dub specifically, in the English version of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the character who plays Lust and the character who plays Mustang are married in real life. So those lines.
Looks like I can get you on your knees after all.
Ooh, they hit different then. Like, you said you can get me on your knees? Oh, do tell. So, goddamn. Mustang, you may be freaking militaristic bastard, and all cops are definitely bastards, but god damn, you're hot. So, he received a B tier. Now, this is the one I wanted to dispute the most. This fucker deserves A tier at least, S tier top shit. Like, mid-high S tier. This guy goes hard. I will accept an A tier for his militaristic vibes and background, but my man's killing it. Now, there is one more rating I'd like to go over, and that is Bond from Seven Deadly Sins. This fucker, goddamn, is hot. Like, there's a lot on this list that, out of all the characters I've given, it is the one that I would rate the highest. Like, it is the only character using their tier list where they had boys dressed as girls at the top. It's the only character I would put in S tier below it. Like, if I could, I'd put him in that category. Because he may be a guy and he may dress like that. He makes me question my sexuality so much. Like, I'm bi and I prefer girls, but damn. Damn, he's good. Now, you have him usually in the stereotypical leather outfit, sometimes topless, most of the time, at least has his pants. He's got a fox tattoo to represent his sin. He's got immortality, so you know he's going to stick around. My man's got fangs. Like, god damn, bite me, Bond. I'm blushing. Anyway, I also like to iterate. Another trauma boy. Abused, bad childhood, parents didn't like him, grew up poor, became a thief. He's hot, he gets a pass. Also, be gay, do crime. He has gotten his outfit remade once throughout the show, and another time, he just found somebody else with the exact same top and just beat him up and stole it and act like nothing happened. Like, that guy was kind of a dick. We saw him for like 5 seconds and we're like, God damn, he's an asshole. And then Bond's like, excuse me a moment, kicked his shit in, came back with a new top and acted like nothing happened. And in a later episode, he is talking with his best friend, the captain, about how lovely his girlfriend is compared to his, and the whole time just kicking ass nonchalantly. Those fuckers didn't have it coming. Those fuckers didn't have its prayer. So you got immortality, you got fangs, you got criminal, thief. What more? And you got dressed in leather. What more can you ask? I got a fifth. This guy's a sucker for pain. Like, he was trapped in a prison and he was meant to be there for life because they kept trying to give him the death penalty, but he just wouldn't die. So they're like, fine, we'll keep trying, we'll keep stabbing you with a shit and basically pin you to the wall with a giant spike. And this guy's like, y'all almost done yet? Like, can y'all like imagine like a watcher like, can y'all let me out now? I've done my time. It's been like 3 years sentence. Like, let me out. I'm ready to kick some shit in again. And then you find out this guy's supposed to be the good guy, and he's like been like betrayed by the people, and it's like, and then he's also just nice to freaking everybody he meets. Like, he has like this almost like a bad boy persona, but it's more like, hey, I have trauma. Stay away from me. I want to be alone. And then you meet him, and he's so wholesome, and I want to cry. And he's also really good at cooking. Like number six, I didn't even have a six, but he's damn good at cooking. Like Meliodas has this whole bar, a moving bar. that serves food, and one of the main things about it has the best beer, worst food. And this guy comes along like, "Hey, yo, fam." Let me wait for my camera to stop shaking. "Hey, yo, fam. Let me make some food for you, cause my shit's bomb, and I want to try some of that food. I also want to try his lips, but that's a different story." So I went a lot into Bond, but I'd like to say, with all due respect, he got an S tier. They gave him an S tier, and for that, good shit. My boy deserves it. My boy. Now, that's all the characters I wanted to address today. I think all the other characters in the VOD I don't care enough about to review, or I just don't know them. I think these were the few that I submitted that I just think deserve better ratings. So, thank you for watching. If this is Love or Camille, I don't know how to address you in this video, to be fair. If this is you watching, I'd like to thank you for listening. I'd like you to consider my points and take them to heart and fix your list. But most of all, I'd like to thank you, and specifically you, for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you, and have a good day.